Hi guys, in this video I also want to talk more about InnoVegas AR Blackjack Casino game for iOS. I already shared my first impressions and I'm gonna make a few videos to talk about this game in the following weeks. So let's talk about the camera. Here you can see that the game table is actually attached to the camera node, and this means that if I move, the game moves with me. I can also press the reset button to reset the table so it appears a line in front of me. Now, if you use many AR apps before, this might look a bit odd, right? So, I mean, you usually scan a surface and you position the game on top of a surface. And some games just allow you to, start the game without any surface scan. Usually when a developer uses a surface scan, this means that the developers want to make sure that the object is positioned on top of the surfaces. So it appears if you move around, you can see the object from different angles, for example. Now, even if you look here, you can see that the table appears part of the room, but again, it's floating above my table. And if I move, it just moves with me. So the entire experience doesn't feel like realistic, right? Because the table itself moves with you and the character and everything. Now, of course, there are advantages of this and disadvantages of each approach. Of course, you want to scan a surface if you want to make sure that the objects are positioned on the ground, on vertical surface like a wall. You want to do this so they appear like they are part of the real world, right? Although they are virtual objects, you can position them in a fixed location. Now, if you use many augmented reality apps before, you probably know that sometimes the games ask you to scan the surface in between gameplay stations. Now, in this game, I assume the developer opted for the first option, where the game is located where the camera is at all times, for usability reasons. So I can give you example. One example is that you can start playing this game even in complete darkness. You don't need good lighting conditions. When you use augmented reality apps that uses surface scanning, you need to make sure that you are playing in good lighting conditions. You have a good texture, so the platform can pick up the surface and position virtual objects on top of it. So let's say you want to play this game at night in your room, in a dark room. So you can do this. Whether if the game used ARKit and needed to do a surface scan, it wasn't possible, right? Now, I personally in favor of giving the user options. If a user wants to place it on a surface, I mean, why not? And if not, allow the user to just have a second mode. But maybe it's a bit confusing for users, and that's why this is the only option that you have in this game. I'm not sure. The second thing is that sometimes a user wants to move from one place to the other, right? And if you used surface scanning and you move to another place, you probably need to initialize another scan of the other place that you're moving to. With this approach, you can just take the game if you are in the living room and you need to go to the bathroom and you just want to bring your phone with you to continue playing, or if you are in the middle of the game and need to go to the bathroom, you can do this. You just grab the phone, go, and the game goes with you, and you just sit down and play the game. Sometimes you don't even have a very, very small area, maybe not even a surface to scan, and something that just prevent you from starting the game. So here you don't have any problem. You can just start the game. It doesn't matter where you are. Another reason is that, for example, if you scan the surface and you position the game, now you need to make sure that you're yourself oriented towards where in this case, the blackjack table, is located. Now this, of course, becomes a bit restrictive, right? Because you can't just, change a place. You move to, for example, if you sit on the couch and move to the other couch, because then you're going to be behind the dealer, right? And this is not the way to play the game. You can't see the cards, you can't see anything because you just change positions. In this case, that's not a problem because it doesn't matter where you stand or what posture you are. You can even point the device up and just sit on your bed, and you're lying on the bed and your device is positioned upwards. You can still play the game. It doesn't matter. So the most important thing is that there's nothing that can prevent a user, any user, to play the game anywhere they want, anytime they want. It doesn't matter what the lighting conditions, everywhere, anywhere, this game can be played. The thing is that every restriction that you put in the game will probably prevent someone from playing it, or playing it for a certain amount of time. Now, the other thing is that there is the hand fatigue issue, and I'll talk about it now. So the thing is, when you hold the device upwards for a long period of time, it causes hand fatigue. You feel your hands are tired holding the device because you're using your muscles to hold the device in a certain location and orientation. This is the reason why in many games developers are developing the games with short gameplay sessions, so users have time to relax their hand, move the phone or the tablet down, and then get ready for the next gameplay session. So again, can be an issue, and I had this in quite a few augmented reality games. But in this case, you don't have this. You can have this issue, of course, if you're holding the device in front of you for a long time. But the thing is that the gameplay sessions here are relatively short, and of course, if you just want to change your position, you feel your hand are a bit aching, or you can just lower the device, just press a button, and the table is positioned in front of you. But here you can see something interesting. So when I look left and I look right, you see the game still is anchored to the camera node, but when I move the device or rotate the device around, yeah, I'm not moving, I'm just rotating the device, the game doesn't rotate with me. And this is because the game itself won't rotate based on the camera rotation. There's a reason for that, because first of all, you want to make the experience appear more authentic. So you are a player and you can just look around the table, observe things around you in a natural way. Now here you can see me rotating the device and then clicking the face dealer button. The thing is, if you rotate the device and just click and then reposition the device, the dealer will appear, in a wrong orientation. This is because now it's anchored to the camera node, and that's how it stays throughout. So in case you just hold the device in a wrong orientation, you can always just put it in a original orientation or standard orientation in front of you, and then press the face dealer to position the game in the right direction. Now the developer plans to add multiplayer, and in multiplayer you're gonna have real players' avatars in the table, and you're gonna look left and right, and you're gonna interact with them, and that's the reason why the developer wanted to make sure that you can actually look left and right naturally, so you can see the other players and interact with them. So the focus here is making sure that the game is very accessible, and making sure you solve some of the usability issues that augmented reality games have, so more players can play the game, even as a standard game. So the thing is that this game has to be accessible, not less than a standard mobile game, but it needs to be in augmented reality. So that's the way to achieve it. You make sure that you don't have a situation where a player say, I can't play this game for a long time, my hand hurts, or I want to play it in the room in the dark and just on my bed, I want to play this game so much, but I can't, I need to turn out the light and just focus the device on the floor. So these and many other things are kind of solved when you use this type of implementation. Now, if you play this type of casino games like Zynga Poker, and other games, you know that players can sit down and play games like these for hours straight. They are very addictive and players really enjoy playing them. And because there are very long gameplay sessions, need to make sure that you are nailing the game design in a way that it solves some of the issues that augmented reality has when it comes to usability, so players won't leave the game, or after a very short time. You need to make sure that you put effort in the game design to increase retention, gameplay session length, and many other important KPIs that you can all achieve this only if you solve some of those issues. Now I'm going to repeat this again. As I mentioned before, it's important that the developer give users the option to choose how they want to play the game and not decide for them what's the best way to play the game. I mean, here there are obviously two main options to do this. Is first, what's you see here, you can just have this game anchored to the 3D camera, or you can allow the users to scan a surface and position the table on a flat surface and play like that. Of course, there are quite a few disadvantages for this type of design, but in general, when you look at this type of game, it actually was a good decision. But I'm again saying, give us the option to decide. Yeah, so this is it. This is something I want to talk about. I have many things that I want to talk about in this game. Actually, tons of things, including some improvements and other things that I've noticed. And I'm going to share them a bit later. I'm still waiting for the multiplayer, and before I write my full in-depth review. And as you know, I can write a book about it on every game out there. But I'm going to share my thoughts and about the game more in depth when the multiplayer is released, when I feel the game is more complete. And if you didn't see my first impressions, you can go. It's on my YouTube channel and watch it. If you want just the bottom line, it's really fun. I really enjoy playing this game. So go and download it. And of course, I'm waiting for the multiplayer to arrive. It's gonna be so awesome. So this is it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I see you very soon on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye bye.